Good morning, Bucknutters. It's Tuesday, November 25th, 2014, Michigan Week. I am Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5-ish. Today we're going to get a quick report from Alex Gleitman on the latest developments at defensive tackle. There's a new name in the mix. Alex will have the latest on that. Then we're going to try a little something new here, have a little fun today, I hope. How well do you know your Buckeyes? 10 questions, you'll be able to score at home. But now, the latest on defensive tackle recruiting from Alex Gleitman.
Alex Gleitman here on the Bucknuts Morning 5 to talk Ohio State recruiting, specifically the defensive line. The Buckeyes are looking to add a defensive tackle to the class of 2015. At this point, they have Ja'Shawn Cornell, Draymond Jones, and Josh Alabi on the defensive line, but they'd like to add one of a couple of players they still have remaining on their board. Terry Beckner out of East St. Louis, Missouri is certainly one of those players who would be on the list, but I would say right now he's a little bit of a longer shot. He continues to mention Missouri as a school that's out of his mouth, and some other schools maybe in the SEC such as LSU. Ohio State's always mentioned, but until an official visit happens, I don't think you could put this one in the realistic category. The two more realistic targets are Neville Gallimore and Christian Wilkins. Right now I think Wilkins is at the top of the board for Ohio State, but he's probably the more challenging one to get. He will give Ohio State an official visit most likely in December. Right now the word on the street is Penn State is the team to beat, but we shall see how some of his visits play out as he's planning on taking all 5 official visits. Gallimore, on the other hand, will be in Columbus this weekend to see the Buckeyes take on Michigan. The Canadian defensive tackle is certainly high up on the list and a take for the Buckeyes at this point. My crystal ball's in for Ohio State for Gallimore. I think it's the Buckeyes or Oklahoma right now. Obviously, Florida State and Auburn, where he visited last weekend, are certainly entrenched in the mix. He also took an official visit to Michigan State, but I like where Ohio State sits heading into this official visit. He's been to the Buckeyes campus at least once before back in May. I think he was there another time as well. So this will be his second or third visit to Columbus. He's comfortable with the staff. He's comfortable with fellow recruits. I'm not sure he ends his commitment this weekend, but I think this weekend could be the one that kind of sealed things up for Neville Gallimore and Ohio State. If Gallimore does not become a Buckeye, options then could turn to Raekwon Smith at defensive tackle out of the Chicago area. Iowa and Michigan State are the teams right now to beat before the Buckeyes offer, but if they offer, they certainly would be a player. But the big news last night was Pickerington's Devon Hamilton will take an unofficial visit to Ohio State this weekend after decommitting from Pittsburgh. Buckeyes certainly interested here, but right now I think it's more of a fallback option rather than, someone they're going to plan on offering this weekend. I think they want to keep the seat warm just in case they don't land Gallimore, Wilkins, or Beckner. I think they have some time. Hamilton wants to take official visits. Kentucky in the mix, some other schools down in the SEC and in the Big Ten in the mix. So certainly an interesting situation to watch at defensive tackle for Ohio State, but I do think they end up with one of Gallimore, Beckner, Christian Wilkins, and if not them, probably Devon Hamilton and maybe Raekwon Smith.
We thank Alex for joining us, but now, as we said, how well do you know your Buckeyes? 10 questions you can score at home. Now you got to use the honor code here. No Googling, no pausing and going and finding the answer. 10 questions. There's no prizes, just the pride that you know your Buckeyes. I'll give you a sec here to go get a pencil and paper. Alrighty then, here's how it goes. I'll read the question once, and then I'll read it again, and we'll move on to question 2 and so forth. Question 1. This Buckeye is second on the team in both solo and total tackles. This Buckeye is second on the team in both solo and total tackles. Question 2. Of Buckeyes with at least 15 rushes or carries this season, he leads the team in yards per carry. Of players with at least 15 carries, he leads the team in yards per carry. Question 3. This season, what quarter is the defense's best when it comes to points allowed? Question 3. This season, what quarter is the defense's best when it comes to points allowed? Alrighty. Question 4. This offensive lineman is a 3-time OSU Scholar Athlete and 2-time academic All-Big Ten Conference recipient. Question 4. I repeat. This offensive lineman is a 3-time Ohio State Scholar Athlete and 2-time academic All-Big Ten Conference. Question 5. This player was coached in high school by a true head case. Number 5. This player was coached in high school by a true head case. Number 6. How many U.S. states are represented on Ohio State's roster among the players? How many states are represented on Ohio State's roster among the players? That was question 6. Question 7. This member of the Ohio State coaching staff was an NAIA All-American and played 1 year in the NFL with the Washington Redskins. This coach was an NAIA All-American and played 1 year in the NFL with the Washington Redskins. Question 8. This coach was originally pulled from the high school ranks by Mark D'Antonio. This coach was originally pulled from the high school ranks by Mark D'Antonio. Question 9. This Buckeyes brother won multiple Pac-12 championships as a sprinter at Arizona State. This Buckeyes brother won multiple Pac-12 championships as a sprinter at Arizona State. All right, question 10. In light of the week, this player's dad is the 6th-ranked tackler in Michigan football history. This player's dad is the 6th-ranked tackler in Michigan history. Okay, that's your 10 questions. Let's head back to the start for the answers. Question 1. This Buckeye is second in the team in both solo and total tackles. The answer, Von Bell. 38 solos, 62 combined. Of players with at least 15 carries, question 2. Of players with at least 15 carries, he leads the team in yards per carry. The answer, Cardale Jones, 7.8 yards per carry. Question 3. What quarter is the defense's best when it comes to points allowed this season? The answer, the 3rd quarter, 48 points. Question 4. This offensive lineman is a 3-time OSU Scholar Athlete and 2-time academic All-Big Ten Conference recipient. The answer, Darryl Baldwin, the right tackle. Number 5. This one was tough. You either knew it or you didn't, and you got the gist or you didn't. This player was coached in high school by a true head case. The answer, Ezekiel Elliott, who was coached in high school by Gus Frerotte, the Washington Redskins quarterback notorious for scoring a touchdown and then headbutting a wall and nearly knocking himself unconscious. Question 6. How many states are represented on Ohio State's roster? The answer, 16. Number 7. This coach was an NAIA All-American and played 1 year in the NFL with the Washington Redskins. The answer, Larry Johnson. For what it's worth, the school was Elizabeth City State. This coach was originally pulled from the high school coaching ranks by Mark D'Antonio. The answer, Tim Hinton, and it was at UC. 9. This Buckeyes brother won multiple Pac-12 championships as a sprinter at Arizona State. The answer, Cam Burrows, his brother, Chris Burrows. And this one everyone should have gotten. This player's dad is the 6th-ranked tackler in Michigan history, Jacoby Bourne. Obviously, we all know his dad spent his time in Ann Arbor. And then his brother did a little of both. So we hope you enjoyed that. We hope you scored at home. If you got 10 out of 10, it's time to look for maybe another hobby or diversify, man. Because if you pulled some of those out without Googling, you're either gifted or troubled. I'm not really sure. But it's Michigan week. Keep it locked to Bucknuts. Enjoy the day.